To episode 51, and we're here with a very special guest on Top Row Reality, Gargoyle. Gargoyle.
Okay.
Sorry
That's all
about
right.
that.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I was about to say,
I'm Mike Hogan, of course, this is
Justin Carter right here.
And I'm the infamous Gargoyle from Front Row Fanatics. Honored to be here as a guest on your guys' show today. So
well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you for coming on our show, and sorry about the
that's quite all
Gargoyle
right.
thing.
My brothers in the brood won't mind.
Well, I've got to throw all this paperwork away then. Okay. Well, let's get started with part one here. We're going to talk a little bit of wrestling news here. Already hurt. He ain't used to the WWE rings. Kevin Owens out 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury.
Good thing about that is that they filmed so far ahead.
Yeah, it's like they knew.
Weird, huh? And he was probably hurt before he came in. That's what I'm thinking it was.
Well, I hate that they film so far ahead. Don't get like TNA.
Don't be like Tina. That's
No.
right. Don't film so far ahead, get us confused. But they don't do too bad with that. I'm just, as long as, if they do that show that we were talking about them doing in Philly, he has to be injury-free at that point. Because if he's not the main event of that show, don't even go to Philly.
Well, I think plenty of time. We're not in April yet, so he'll have plenty of time to be ready by May.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't think we're about. I kind of think they filmed ahead because all the flack they've been getting from all their shows being great right before WWE pay-per-views and being WrestleMania. They already said, let's don't put any NXT stuff, nothing at all around in WrestleMania.
Yes, it'll make the ratings drop for sure. And call it Crapo-mania or something.
Yeah, I know for sure.
I am the WWE Antichrist here on the show today, so watch out, folks.
And Larry Zbyszko. They were talking about that, and they kind of feel like they hinted away from it, and then back to it.
Yeah, because they didn't tell us how many names were going to be in this Hall of Fame this year, and it differs every single time. So it was very confusing on if more people. They were talking about Ray Stevens even. I'm like, how many people are going to have in here? But I think they're done after Monday night.
Yeah, but if you got the magazine, the Special History of WrestleMania that come out,
It gave it away, didn't
yeah,
it?
Kevin Nash is already in it.
There you go.
Maybe they're going to the Sam's Club of wholesaling superstar classes for the Hall of Fame or something.
There you
yeah,
go.
something.
And Nash, oh my God, I can't even believe they're putting him in there.
As Diesel, though, so
Yeah.
the NWO will go in later on.
Yeah, that's true, it will.
Because Razor Ramon's gone in, now Diesel, Hogan, of course, has gone in. We got to have, apparently, Flair can't be the only one with 2 rings, just like he can't be the only one with the amount of title records, because Cena's going to take it.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me already.
Hey,
It's true.
I'm just giving you the
the
info
golden
here.
boy, John Cena, is going to beat Ric Flair's record.
Of course. And Flair said, he's a great guy. I hope it happens.
He's going to hold the United States title for a little while, and then he's going to go right back and probably beat Roman Reigns.
Probably.
Title.
Which that won't be hard because he has even a less moveset than John Cena does.
Superman punch, that's pretty much it.
And the cock and jerk.
The cock and jerk.
Don't
yes.
forget the cock and jerk, and
If
then
you,
the
if you
punch.
watch our show at all, that's the big thing. The cock and jerk.
Also, Tatsumi Fujinami's going in, which
I'm glad you said that because I
getting
wouldn't have
inducted
been able
by
to say
Ric Flair, so Flair will make an appearance.
And of course, Larry's getting inducted by Bruno,
Yeah, well, that's
the man he broke his neck. So
Interesting there, some of these people they have is the...
I know. I mean, I guess Triple H has fixed that bridge with Bruno.
well, it seems like now they're doing at least one foreign person every single time they put someone in the Hall of Fame. There's a foreign person in there, but
we still don't know who Alundra Blaze or Medusa is going to be inducted.
yes, that's the only person they have not talked about.
Oh, yeah.
The inductee.
I can tell you
What
who
do
it's
you
going to
think?
be. It's going to be the garbage can off the Nitro set that she dropped the belt in.
I know how many times in WrestleMania weekend, all the week, we're going to see that when they talk about the Hall of Fame.
They're going to put that over numerous times.
Absolutely. And you can see it on the WWE Network for only $9.99.
Hey, that's right.
Exactly.
Hey, I think it would be a good one. Bring Eric Bischoff back. Let
I
Eric
say
Bischoff induct
put her in there because he was the one that ruined her
Lord,
going back to WWE, so why not?
Why not? I mean, hell, it'd get ratings. I mean, they'd watch the network to see Eric Bischoff.
Of course.
He wasn't asked, but still, he did good things. He did bad
Controversy
things.
creates
Yes.
cash.
Yes, that's one thing I will not take away from him.
And we have Jimmy Jacobs.
This shocked me
It did
so
me
much.
too. At first they said, just WWE, which He would never make it on the writing team of WWE.
No, but they're saying he's going to start with NXT, and that's the best thing for him
Oh, yeah.
to put himself over, because they're going to say, okay, well, he came up with those ideas. But here's the thing. NXT is almost like working an indie show. Would you not agree there?
Absolutely. You look at a lot of those guys that are on the NXT roster with their stupid WWE names. Sorry, Vince McMahon, I'm not buying the name change. But Jimmy Jacobs has worked actually in the ring with the majority of these guys.
Right.
So he's familiar with them. He's got a great mind for the business. So I think it's only going to be a smart move for him and, NXT. I think he'll do great.
But what they're saying is, though, after he gets acclimated in NXT, they're going to put him up to the main roster, and I think that's where he will get fired.
I think it will. Or be like with Stephanie McMahon and Paul Heyman. When
Where they can't get along.
Paul started doing stuff, Stephanie put her foot down
Right.
and cut him off. And
Because I think he's going to want to write, which I don't know him personally, but I think his style would be more of an indie style, and that works more for NXT. I think he needs to stay down there.
If he needs to stay in there until Triple H takes over.
Right.
Good point, because either that or he's going to have to join the Vinnie Mac Kiss My Ass Club maybe
Exactly.
to stay up there.
He's gonna have to write like those Hollywood writers. I don't think he's gonna mix well with that situation.
Oh, Holly, please don't bring up the Hollywood writers.
I'm just
That's
saying.
stupid.
I'm just saying. I don't think he'll mix well.
Yes,
with that
I know this is a male soap opera, but we don't need soap opera writers.
That is
Thank
so true.
you.
We need wrestlers who have been in the business for 20 years or more to be in the back going, hey, we did this back then, you can do this now. It'll still work. Every 7 years, things turn around, come back again.
According to Jim
It
Cornette,
will
yeah.
work.
People with wrestling experience and knowledge of the business to write for you. Thank you.
When I heard Jake could be in the backstage doing stuff, I love it. Yes, bring Jake with his mind. I mean, he's been on drugs and stuff like that, but he still has a smart mind for
Smarter
the
than
business.
most of those people backstage.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
hasn't been on drugs in the WWE?
That's
years?
true. That is
Of
so
one
true.
sort or another.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the Muscle and Fitness magazine?
Oh,
Vince?
yeah.
You're too old to look that good. Sorry.
No. The way you walk in this, no.
There's got to be something going in them veins. I'm just saying.
Vince, I got your shipment of syringes. It'll be in the mail there next week, buddy.
There you go.
And with a little TNA news, we have a new
yes.
X Division champion, Rockstar Spud.
Now, is that what aired on television, or
Yes.
is that what they filmed ahead of?
No, it's already. It's,
So he's
it's
probably
out.
already lost the belt.
No, I think he lost it.
That's the only
They
thing that
like him.
confuses
Dixie,
me.
Dixie likes him, so he'll stay around.
He's got now. I will say this: he has gotten over very well. Rockstar Spud is one of their best characters. That, and I will say this: TNA has not done that great. Just like with WCW didn't do that great with homegrown talent. There's one character that I could say that they took from the WWE and they did tons better than WWE ever could, and that's EC3.
Oh, I think I was gonna say Brutus Club.
No, because they haven't done anything with him yet.
Broad ass, you mean?
There you go. I think-
Same gimmick, okay, just different name.
Exactly, but
Tyrus
EC3,
Brutus, okay.
EC3, I don't think WWE knew what they had on their hands when they had him. They did not get his humor, is I think what the problem is. He is. I see him in the next year or two being the TNA champion.
I can see it. But what kills me on TNA, which we don't watch that much, we don't. I mean,
You might.
I do.
you may. But if they went live, that would help their product so much.
I think that's been proven if you look
They're
back
like,
at
I think they're like
WCW.
filming. I think they're into May now
Yeah.
on the filming. It's like, good lord.
That's the only thing that confuses me because, on here we don't try to go over spoilers. We
No.
try to,
Right.
as it comes out, we try to talk about it.
Yeah.
Then I read this and then I remember what I read on, that's why I said, is he still a champion? Because it's so confusing. If they would, I know it's more expensive to go live, but I think in the long run, I think it would benefit them more
Yes.
to go live. That's why they thought, back when they went Mondays, they thought that was going to be,
that was
going to be
the biggest
great
news thing
to do.
ever. Hey, WCW did it. We can do it.
Right,
Put
just because they had
WCW
Hogan and
2.0.
Bischoff. Just because they had
Oh,
Hogan
yeah.
and Bischoff. That didn't work.
Yeah, that's Hogan and Bischoff and Dixie here going, yeah, we can go Monday. We can beat Vince.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go Mondays.
Right.
Just sign the check, baby. Just sign the check.
Oh, we have to announce that the fans want us to move back to Thursdays.
Right.
Yeah, whatever.
Fans wanted it. I'll say this. I mean, she does have something in common with us. We're all three marks, so I'm
Yeah.
just saying they pull one over on her.
You can play her like a cheap fiddle. My
I'm telling
God.
you.
Woo!
Dixie,
Mercy.
I mean Dixie, they know it. They know she's a dumb woman. This is what it is. Like, oh, we'll tell her whatever. She would sign the checks and we can do what we want to do.
Sad but true. Sad but true. I had such high hopes for TNA when they first started out.
Oh yeah.
And the X division, they brought in all the young high-flying
did great
guys
with
and
that.
stuff. The early years of TNA were
the
great,
best.
and sadly, and they've got a lot of talent there too. That's just what kills me.
They do.
Talent and, live shows, I've gone to them, always had a great time. They're much more fan-friendly and interactive than a WWE house show.
I'll give them that.
But the product that they put on television, the filming ahead stuff, just, it makes me want to cry.
And I'm afraid one day it's going to bite them in the butt. The film in the head.
And I think that's what hurts them the most because I think their fan base, the TNA fan base, is more of the internet wrestling community.
Yes.
And I think that's why it hurt. Well, not only it hurts them being on a lesser channel now, they did get less views regardless. Even if it was the best show in the world, they're still going to get less than they had on Spike. That's
Right.
the big
Less,
problem.
yes.
But I think internet wrestling community wants something so different, and they wanted it with TNA, and they got it for a long time with the weekly pay-per-views and the X division, and then when the Knockouts division started, phenomenal. And it's like, then when Hogan and Bischoff came in, I think that's honestly what ruined it because it's all. Then it was all about the TNA championship, and those lesser titles went away. Those lesser titles was what built that company.
Thank you.
That's the problem.
The AJ Styles, the Jerry Lynn,
Samoa Joe's, the Christopher Daniels.
Exactly. Frankie Kazarian, Shawn Michaels' nephew, Matt Bentley.
Yep.
The Low Key, Elix Skipper. There's a million guys there that, just made that such exciting, fresh stuff to watch.
Yep. That's why I think this is the company is now a shell of what it used to be. It has some of those same talent, but when you see a Jeff Jarrett leave to create another company, even though he's still a minority owner of TNA, and then AJ runs off, and then Daniels and Kazarian don't get renewed, and then Samoa Joe walks out, I mean, it's not good news for TNA, I'm telling you.
No, but I would like to pontificate on Samoa Joe for just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, everybody who's a true wrestling fan like us, they've watched Samoa Joe from the beast that he was in Ring of Honor up to, he had a great run there in TNA for a while. But I look at him now, he's back in Ring of Honor. He's buffing up on Jay Briscoe there, challenging him for the Ring of Honor title. And please, Samoa Joe, you fat turd, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wrestling is not Samoa Joe. You're fat, your time is gone. You need to hit the road just like Sting. You're too old. Why are you in the main event at WrestleMania? Hey, I'm going to tell it like it is, the way I feel. WWE, they blew their chance with Sting a long time ago.
Yes.
As much as I like seeing him get the recognition because
Right.
he is an icon, he's way past his prime. You look at Samoa Joe. Have you seen him in that big diaper that he wears now? He doesn't even wear ring trunks. He wears like a big diaper. He's a 450-pound donut-eating gelatinous mass. Ugh. And now the WWE's going to sign him. There you go.
But if they do like what they did with Kevin Owens, they're going to ask him to lose weight, just like they did with Bray Wyatt. Because the only bad part about that is WWE wants everybody to be cookie cutter. That's the
That's
only bad.
Vince.
I love Bray Wyatt though, man.
Oh, Bray Wyatt's
Vince
great.
wants everybody to be good.
Yes.
And he's cool too, I bet.
Yes, I saw your picture with him. But that's the only thing with them is just he wants everybody cookie cutter, and that's what
Can't have everybody
NXT.
cookie.
That's why NXT is so much better. There's no cookie cutter down there.
There's not. You already get your big guys.
And,
Like,
if,
oh,
and that's another thing with TNA. If Robbie E wants to do the whole Jersey thing, he needs to watch Enzo Amore. Okay, there's your lesson on how to be Jersey. Okay, that is your best thing right there. That tag team is great. That's as long as Vince doesn't make them a joke when they come up to the main
They won't
roster.
ever come up.
And they also let them wrestle on NXT too.
Yes.
Surprise!
There you go.
Wrestling!
That's
great.
amazing. That's one the fans love, especially their live pay-per-view, I guess you can call them.
Yes, they're
Specials.
Specials. Yes, they're
They're
takeovers.
takeovers.
There you go.
Yeah, their live takeovers.
Kind of like the new version of In Your House. There you go.
That's what it has turned into. Yeah.
pretty
They
much
got all
what it
these
is.
names. They got all these WCW names and OW. You got plenty of names.
Really?
Change every one of them.
You
and
own them. You own a
Yes.
lot of shit. You can use any name. Just stick with takeovers.
Can't do War Games because WCW did it. Even though you own it,
They could do war games.
they should do War Games.
They could, they should, but they won't because
won't.
they don't have the balls to do it properly.
All I heard
There
back
you
then
go.
about that is it takes away too many seats.
Wah. As much as you charge for them, my gosh.
Get a bigger arena then.
That
Fit
too.
2 rings in there.
Thank you. The 80,000 you've had in the Silver Dome or in the
Superdome.
Superdome in New Orleans or the Sky Dome in Toronto, you can't use 2 rings. Really? Really? Oh my God.
I know it would make sense. Something different. that people want to see.
It would give your NWA/WCW fans a little hope and taste of the good old days when wrestling was wrestling.
There you go.
That's true.
Sorry, guys.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up next week. The biggest show for WWE, WrestleMania
wrestling, but for WWE.
31. For WWE, their biggest show, the one they put the most money into. Well, we pretty much know all the results before it happens.
Because it's so predictable.
It's so predictable.
So they
You're
have
right.
named this match. So I didn't even know they named that.
Which one?
First
Tag
match
team?
there. Yeah.
It's on the pre-show, but when
Oh,
when the
God.
Usos hurt, it may be a triple threat. So, but I
would
put
think
on there
so.
what they said. So, with first match on the pre-show, we'll put the tag match, a fatal four-way, Cesaro and Kid. Love the team.
Absolutely.
Too
Great
bad
tag
they
team.
won't by SummerSlam. They'll be broke up
Yep.
and probably fighting each
And
other.
they should be called the Brass Ring Club, not the other team name. I'm just saying.
You got Los Matadors who are heels now all of a sudden with a stupid bull.
And they're actually winning matches.
They should beat the bull up, become real heels.
I'm telling you.
New Day. Okay.
Is gay.
Yeah.
There you go. I hate
And
you.
Should've been-
and nothing against our homosexual friends and fans out there in the audience.
That's
just,
true.
It just rhymes.
Should have been heels, but we can't make 3 black guys heels.
Can't
so
do
it has to
nation
be all good
domination.
guys.
No, because that's racial too, you know.
That's right.
And the Usos, if they make. What about the Ascension?
Yeah.
What
them
about,
out, put
the
this-
primetime
right.
players?
Yeah. Take the Usos out. Put the primetime players.
Put them all in there. All
The
the tag teams.
Ascension-
You have that many?
This
Yeah.
is why I'm
No.
saying this is not a good thing for NXT. Vince McMahon has already regulated the ascension to superstars.
Yeah.
I'm just
and
saying.
how many of these teams will come back and be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Well, they're saying there's only going to be 20 people, and they've already got like 15 names.
And the Ascensions suck anyway.
They still need 5 more. So snatch up New Day. There's 3.
Sheamus might be in it.
Sheamus is going to win it. And speaking of winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, that's one of our next matches, which we think is pretty much Sheamus. What we think on the first one? Cesaro and Kid keeping it?
I think they should keep it.
I hope so, and I'm glad to see Kid finally,
Get
get it.
something.
Yes, the poor guy's got all this talent in the world now. I don't know about you guys, but I'll readily admit I watched the Divas TV show.
I do too.
It's actually
I do too.
entertaining.
It is. It's more entertaining
But you
than the
can't
shit,
have you
shit that
can't
they put
have
on
too
Monday
many
night.
you can't have too many relationships on the
Yeah,
show.
that's
This is
why-
true.
I
It's
can't believe they
stupid.
took the Usos and Naomi.
I don't
out
like
of it.
Naomi and Jimmy. I like
Yes,
that
they
part.
did very well on their show. Of course, I like the Daniel Bryan part of it because he has personality with the whole yes thing, but the whole behind the scenes of him, he's just so relaxed and just hangs out. I like seeing that type of situation with him, and then of course Tyson Kidd with the cats and Natalia. That stuff's hilarious on the show.
Sure, and he's getting the Natty's husband thing
Yeah,
going
It's
on.
great, and he's eating it up. I mean, he's using it part of the character.
Better say something than nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely. If they're calling you Natty's husband, at least they're calling you something instead of
Exactly.
left behind at the house taking care of the cats,
Exactly.
where he was for the longest time. And
Right.
But-
Cesaro too.
Right.
I got to throw my 2 cents in there.
I'm telling you.
Finally, give this guy Claudio Castagnoli, not Cesaro, the push that he deserves. My
Yes,
God.
He does deserve a push, and I will say this though: on that second match, the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, after they did nothing with it last year with Cesaro winning it, to me, it just putting his name on it still to me shows that it's just like those pre-show battle royals used to be. It don't mean a thing. Why not? Okay, you got the trophy. You get a U.S. title shot, or you get an IC title shot. Make it mean something. Oh, we're going to break the trophy, and then a year later, we're going to give you a new one.
Right.
The Battle Royal means nothing.
It doesn't.
It's just a placeholder to put a bunch of people in there to get a payday. That's it.
Exactly. Give them a little bit of TV time so they can't complain that they're not on TV.
That's it.
It's a time filler while the other matches are, being hashed out or whatever
That's
they do
it.
in the back and all this stuff. It's typical WWE garbage.
Oh yeah.
And your next match is your
but-
bathroom break.
But who do you think? I mean, Sheamus, if he's in it, is gonna win.
If Sheamus is in it, but I still am going to say this. Mizdow needs to win the whole thing.
He does need to win the whole thing.
He
But
needs
Sheamus
to
should be in
win.
the should be in the title
He
ladder
should-
match
they
because
should
they're
throw him in
not
there.
even number.
They only have 7 people.
Okay,
He's
well,
eight.
you two fight. I'm by myself. I'm climbing the ladder to grab the
Thank
title.
you. You need to have 8 people. They're saying Sheamus may be the last person thrown in there as a surprise
Right.
the night of WrestleMania.
It's fine.
Works for
It
me.
needs 8 people.
But the Battle Royal needs to be Mizdow. You think the crowd reaction for him throwing out the very last person being the Miz,
Oh, that
and then the Miz looks up and he's so shocked at him, so mad. the crowd would go nuts.
Oh yeah. So in other words, Miz Dow will be thrown out by the Miz.
Exactly.
Yeah, or he'll be the first one eliminated by the Miz.
That's true.
Yes, because we all know with Battle Royals or Royal Rumbles, if you want them to win, he's going to make sure they don't win.
They don't win. Up next is like you said, the bathroom.
The bathroom break.
But I mean, it's AJ Lee and Paige. That's some eye candy there. So. And
it is good. It's good. There are some of their 4 best ones right now that they got going.
Yeah.
I will say this: the Bellas, since being with Cena and being with Dana Bryan, they have grown by leaps and bounds in the ring because they used to suck so bad.
But I think AJ Lee and Paige will pick up the victory since the title's not on the line.
Title's not on the line. They need to get that match won.
You know, Lee and Punk. So you know.
I think
maybe they'll lose.
Yeah, she might get squashed because who she's married to.
That's true.
That's true, but
we'll upset Phil by making his wife lose the title.
Right in the middle of WrestleMania.
But I think though that they need to win so it doesn't look like they're punishing her because there's lawsuits involved right now. Yeah. So they need to tread lightly in that situation though.
And then we have Randy Orton and Seth. I think
Randy's winning.
Randy's picking up the win, and Seth's coming back and taking home the title at the end.
That's what needs to happen.
In some cheesy way, shape, or form with his little golden suitcase.
Of course.
Yeah, he's not carrying that enough around.
But I mean, I know you don't like WWE that much, but of course, Seth Rollins is Tyler Black.
Absolutely.
Okay, but when you look at Tyler Black, when you look at the whole show, Raw's and Raw B show, SmackDown, because it doesn't mean anything anymore, which is really about the IC title now on that show. But when you look at Tyler Black, you would have to look at him as, even though Daniel Bryan is one of the most over people with the yes chant, Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, is doing the best work out of anybody on the whole show. Yes. Would y'all agree?
I agree.
I like him, even though I don't like the role that he's sort of thrust into, because he's turning into the cheesy heel. I preferred him as the curb-stomping, evil, ultra-violent guy, but he's doing great work, despite that I am a very anti-WWE guy. I will always give credit where credit is due, and he is on a roll. He's, I'm pretty sure his segments are part of the highest rated,
Of course, with him and J&J Security, the two of them who never really got their just due in the WWE or anywhere, they main event a Raw now since they were J&J Security. That whole thing, they're getting, you may not like WWE, but with them being part of the Authority, those 3 right there are in the most segments and the best segments because the Authority's not going to do crappy segments.
No.
They're going to put themselves in the best light. So.
And if he does come back at the end of the night and take the title off Roman Reigns,
he will get
one of the biggest pop. Yes,
he'll be the biggest face of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Because
they either want Brock to keep it or Seth to come and cash in this briefcase.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about a little Ring of Honor, WrestleCade, indie news.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yes, I got your paperwork there.
Yes, I got my paperwork here.
Any new names added to WrestleCade?
There's a few, and you might know them. I know I don't have a clue who they are. But Ring of Honor, I did want to go over Super Card of Honor 9 in Redwood City, California, March 27th. Just happens to be WrestleMania weekend. They're getting that money.
They're not crazy.
They're not crazy. That's
they
all
did
the
it when
indie
it was
shows.
they did it while they had WrestleMania in New Orleans too.
Yes.
They had a Ring of Honor show there that Friday. So.
Definitely, Vince is
trying to make it where you can't do it. But how can you regulate that? You can't say we're in charge of y'all. You're not in charge of them. There's no way to regulate that.
And you can't regulate the owners of a building.
Trying to make money.
Thank you. They're just wanting the money. But the main event will be Jay Briscoe, like you were saying earlier, with Fat Boy, Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor World title. And I think it's just Samoa Joe putting Jay Briscoe over before he goes to WWE. I think that's all that is. TV title, Jay Lethal. This will probably be the match of the night. Even though the man is old, he still can go against Jushin Thunder Liger. That's going to probably be the match of the night there.
Most definitely.
Tag team title match, Red Dragon, which
I
love
Red Dragon.
They're doing, and it's 2 mismatched people. They just said, we're going to put y'all together. And they said, you know what, we're going to make it work like Cesaro and Kid did. So
that's how things work sometimes.
They're taking on the Kingdom. Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, who are now getting a push in New Japan, they're doing great things. Just added was Daniels versus Roderick Strong. That'll be a good one too.
Roderick Strong, one of the most underrated professional wrestlers in the world. I mean, his work in TNA, is working Ring of Honor. FIP, he's traveled. He's one of my personal favorites. If you want to see a guy that can go look at some Ring of Honor DVDs and watch Roderick Strong.
Right.
And I strongly suggest you just watch the Ring of Honor TV show and the pay-per-views if you get. I paid $20 for the last, I believe it was $20 because I didn't get in high def, for the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Now, granted, you don't have all the glitz and glamour and the highfalutin and techno, of a WWE show, but you got wrestling. You want to see some wrestling, it's a little more raw and edgy, with a splash of the ECW edginess in there.
Right.
Please check it out. Support Ring of Honor. They're well worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
And you might be surprised after you watch one of their shows. You might, wow, I might flip the channel instead of spending, $80 to watch WrestleMania. I'll spend $30 to watch Super Honor 9 and be a lot happier.
Right. And I'll say this: if you spend that much money on WrestleMania, you're stupid because the network is only $9.99.
Yeah, who are the dumbasses?
There's so
on that
many
part?
people that are still buying the pay-per-views. Why are you
Why
people
you-
doing that? It makes no sense. $9.99, and you can cancel after watching the pay-per-view, and you're done. $10. But,
Because they're WWE fans.
there you go. There's
That's
that
what it
naive.
is.
First time ever, Michael Eglin taking on, I hope I say that right, taking on Kazarian. So Daniels and Kazarian doing singles matches at Supercard of Honor.
He's going to get killed. I hate to say it, Kazarian.
Yeah, Kazarian's going to put him over, and I don't blame him. I wish Hanson was on this show, but it doesn't look like he's going to be. I'm a huge fan of Warbeard.
Yes, his tag team partner came back at the last pay-per-view.
I heard that.
To help him out, and then
What are they, War Machine is their name?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's one thing I like about Ring of Honor too. Their tag team division actually is a tag team
Right.
division with tag teams that work well together.
Absolutely.
Hint, hint, Vince McMahon. If you're not going to have real tag teams, just get rid of it.
Exactly. And then finally, in what looks to be his final match, heading to the creative team of NXT, they are dissolving the faction, I guess, or just getting him out of the faction. BJ Whitmer taking on Jimmy Jacobs.
Busting up the decade. They've already got rid of Roderick Strong.
And then Adam Page came in, so
Right.
I'm thinking maybe BJ Whitmer and Adam Page will just become a tag team, just be called the Decade as a tag team, and add to that division. Plus, do not forget, we've been going over this War of Worlds 2015 at the ECW Arena, May 12th and 13th, and Global Wars 2015, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, May the 15th and 16th, and that will be a joint venture with New Japan Pro Wrestling on both of those shows.
ROH, ROH. Buy it, watch it. You won't be disappointed, especially with the addition of the New Japan people in there. You can also
Exactly.
see those guys popping in. AJ Styles and the Bullet Club were on the pay-per-view.
Yep.
So you've got New Japan and Ring of Honor together. I'm telling you, people, there's more to wrestling than WWE garbage.
And I think you can also buy the New Japan
Yes, you can. Pay-per-views.
network for $9.99 as well now. I think they have a network as
Yeah,
well. It's
they
not
do
as
too.
not as big, but still you can watch their stuff in the U.S. And we've been since we're running low on time on this first segment, I won't go over all the names of WrestleCade because we've been going over in the last few weeks. But they added, these are going to be weird because I don't know who they are. Barbie Hayden, some chick wrestler, I don't know who it is. But for you people, you can go look her up. And then apparently, if you go to North Carolina and say you don't know who these people are, you might get mugged. The Milky Brothers. Mulkey. See, I knew I was going to say it wrong.
That's the Mulkey Brothers, the super jobbers from WCW, man. Blonde-headed
Apparently.
twins. Dude, you don't know who the Fabulous Monkeys are?
I don't see I'm going to get mugged
Oh
now.
my God! The best jobber tag team ever,
That's
man.
when I read up on them. When I read up on them, that's what I heard, that they were huge jobbers.
Yes.
And so now they were talking about how they need to go and get all the jobbers for WrestleCade. Not the
Yeah.
best idea, but North Carolina, apparently they're huge there. How do you say their name again?
Mulkey.
Mulkey Mania is
Yes.
coming to WrestleCade.
Mulkey Mania, baby.
So don't forget, also on 11/27, the night before WrestleCade, they're going to have the Showcase of Champions. Still no details on what that actually means. And then, of course, don't forget, go to Facebook and look up Mid-South Wrestling Association, MSWA, to check out their Spring Super Show coming up on April the 4th. And we also have some stuff online about that on our YouTube channel as well. Spring Jam on AIWF Mid-Atlantic, April the 4th as well. Justin Overstreet, the AIWF World Champion, taking on Damian Wayne, who's a huge star in North Carolina. And also, last but certainly not least, after he possibly might beat the champion, Justin Overstreet, He's going to go on. Damian Wayne will go on to Mount Airy, North Carolina, April the 18th for also AIWF Mid-Atlantic to take on Fat Boy himself, Samoa Joe. Now Samoa Joe
kidding.
heads on his way. He's going to the AIWF. So
Nice.
Damian Wayne taking on
his
Samoa
diaper.
Joe with his diaper. So we'll get some hate mail on that one. But I just want to see if he's the champion heading into April the 18th. After he might beat, you never know, Justin Overstreet for the championship on April the 4th. Will he put the title on the line against Samoa Joe? That would be cool.
Interesting, and I would like to give a quick shout out also to the Southern Wrestling Alliance. They're doing the Gulf Coast WrestleMania in Crestview, Florida on the 30th of May. In the main event,
Superstar coming.
in the main event, that's right, huge superstar, multi-promotional tag team singles champion Matt Hardy will be there in Crestview wrestling in the main event for the Southern Wrestling Alliance. You'll also see the definition of technician Chris Ty, the Master of Devastation Cameron Frost, Dan Delicious, a host of others yet to be announced. We don't know who is wrestling Matt Hardy in the main event. He will also be doing a seminar.
Very nice.
Also,
like Tom Pritchard did last year.
Absolutely.
What a great interview we had with him.
Absolutely. Dr. Tom, he was sporting, look on there, you can see he was sporting some Front Row Fanatic shirt also.
There you go.
know, so if any of you people are in the area, the Crestview, Florida area, Lower Alabama, Northwest Florida, be sure to check out the Southern Wrestling Alliance's Gulf Coast WrestleMania on May 30th.
Once a year, so you got to check it out.
They draw well all the time. There's information on Facebook with contact information to try and get tickets and anything else. Check it out, Southern Wrestling Alliance. These two gentlemen have attended it, and I've gone several times. A great indie show.
Yes, it is. So that's going to be it for Indie News this week.
And that's it for part 1 this week. We'll be right back for part 2 to talk about WrestleMania 24, the biggest WrestleMania under the sun.
There you go.
That's one you didn't go to that one. You went to 20
I went to Miami.
to 29.
Yes, 27. Was it 27?
I've never gone.
You've
Never
been.
gone.
I've been.
But I'll be at Ring of Honor in Pensacola on June 27th. Ringside seats, baby.
I heard that. I heard
Watch
you
for it.
won those tickets there.
No, actually, my lovely wife bought them for me for my birthday.
So in a way, you actually won them, though.
Yes, I did.
Yes, she's a very good person there. I want to go to that show. Be
Very
great.
good one. We'll be right back for part 2, right here at Top Rope Reality on the YouTube.